Alright, collectors, kids of all ages, this is going to be a quick review, of course, of one of my favorite kind of characters, which is a samurai, and one of my favorite animals, which is a bull. And I got it all together in one piece. Now, this is designed by Jason Ng, and this is called the TAO Legend Fantasy Code. Now, this is the bull. Now, there are two other characters. One is the Monkey King, and the other one is the Three-Eye Warrior. And they're limited to 500 pieces each. And the armor, let's talk about the front of this piece really quick. The armor, very well detailed. It's made out of like a resin, and you know, he had to thread each one of these. Now, there's a front panel of these armor little squares that make the whole armor, and then there's a whole bunch of them on the side, on the waist, and on the rear of the figure. And also it has beautiful shoulder armors protecting the shoulder and the bicep, tricep area, and the gauntlets on the forearms, and they have glove hands. Now, the detail on these pieces are amazing. One of the great looking details of this whole thing is the sword, but there's another area which I love, which is the shoulder, and I'll show you that with the double-headed dragon. Let me give you a close-up of that. And I love the green on it, because what he did, he put gold and then green like it's tarnishing. It just looks amazing what he's done and all the work that went into this. Now, mind you, this is not plastic. This is a resin or I don't know what else, but it's freaking crazy. It's just unbelievable details on all this stuff. The carving is exceptional on this. See all the tints of green in there, you know, gold. And then the fabric is double caped. Just awesome. And let's get right into the boots, which I love. I mean, look at that. And those shin guards go all the way up to the very bottom of a kneecap. So it's just pretty amazing in itself. Now, I'm going to turn the figure around here for you guys, and I want you to take a nice look at the, before I get into the sword, I want you to take a look at this head sculpt and how beautiful it is. Now, I'm going to remind you guys, it may look cartoonish, but it's a mystical creature. It's like creatures from the Lord of the Rings, you know, creatures of Star Wars. You know, it's fairy tale. It's not real. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to go and say, "Oh man, that shit looks like garbage. It looks like a cartoon." It's not. It's mystical, dude. It's, you know, it's like everything else. You saw a lot of collectors may like, you know, the realism of real actors, and some love. Yeah, if you like Star Wars, if you like Star Trek, if you like Lord of the Rings, there are all these fantasy creatures. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of them. This is actually a Chinese fable, famous story for the Chinese people. They tell this story to their kids. So this is where this creature comes from, or this character depicted from that story. So, but I'm excited about it because I love this kind of animal, and I love, you know, the samurai. I mean, I just love samurais. I love ninjas and samurais. I can't tell you why. It's just it's my affinity. It's what I really, you know, gravitate to. A lot of you guys gravitate to horrors, you know, horror figures. I'm not really into horror. Now, you give me a fucking samurai, you know, that's a serial killer, I'm digging that guy, you know what I'm saying? But you give me Freddy Krueger, one Freddy Krueger is enough. I don't need, you know, every movie's Freddy Krueger or Jason or Michael Myers. I just need one. That's all I need in the collection. So that's not my theme. I'm just saying, I just picked, you know, horrors. I'm not killing the horror scene. I love horror. You know what I'm saying? I'm old school. I like Dr. Butcher. If anybody's seen Dr. Butcher, then you know about horror. Anyway, here we go. That's old school shit right there. That's when in New York City we used to have this the Rocky Horror Show down on 8th Street, and you would go Friday nights with your girl, and it would be an auditorium, very big, and it would show Dr. Butcher. And after Dr. Butcher, they would do the Rocky Horror Show, and then it would have like the characters from the Rocky Horror Show on the floor where you're sitting watching. Everybody will bring a lighter, and you'll bring your water gun, and you bring a whole bunch of stuff to create or recreate the scenes as they were happening on the movie screen. It was the best growing up here in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, because we had shit like that in New York to do. But anyway, that's another story for another video. Let's just get right back to this baby. Now, the armor is awesome. I covered the armor. The head sculpt, beautiful. And one of my favorite parts of this head sculpt is that top. Now, I know that the top, you will not see the because of the lighting, it's too bright. But there's like this gold stuff coming through that carving, and it looks like it's exploding outward. Like it's just something is living inside there, like, you know, like fire and shit, lava. I don't know, but it just looks awesome. It really does. So let me get back here on the. I want you to see the back of the head sculpt because it has hair. And I love the hair on this. I really do. I love the horns and I love the hair. That is just like bang. I mean, that makes me love this figure a lot more. Just love the hair back there. It's, as you see it, it's a one piece and it's glued to the top here. And just love what he did with the highlights, the blonde highlights. Now, you know, I'm not no hairstylist or anything like that, but if I ever had hair to grow, and if I could get that much, that's the way my style would be. I would love that hairstyle. It looks freaking amazing. All right, so let's get back here where the sword is and the sheath. Amazing, amazing detail on this stuff. Now, you see the green? It's supposed to be like tarnishing, you know, from how it was gold. I mean, it just gives it that old world look, you know what I'm saying? Like it's been used, it's mudded out. Now it's made out of like a resin. You got to be very careful with this. I don't want it to break, so I never pushed it in. It did take a little warping. It's not as straight as possible. It did warp a little bit, and you know what? It is what it is, but it looks beautiful. It really does. I can't even tell you how awesome this looks and how big it is. And it's not heavy. It's light, and it's delicate. You know, it's a delicate piece. You just can't push it in there. I can push it in there, but I really don't want to insert it all the way in because I just don't want things to break. You know, I'm a little crazy. I'm a little meticulous about my stuff. And once shit gets broken, I just need to replace it. That's the way I am because I know it's freaking broken. I'm like, all right, I got to get another one. I can't deal with it. You know, it's just something, you know, it's my OCD shit. I don't know when it comes to, you know, collecting. I just can't have broken shit. You know, guys deal with it. You know, you glue this, you glue that. But there's certain things that, you know, it looks so awesome that once they break, you know it in your collection. You know what's broken and you know what's glued and how many times you put shit, you put shit back. Guys put it on videos. They don't tell no one, you know, and you get around with it. But then for me, I put it back in my shelf. I'm like, oh, man, I just can't deal with that. I gotta get another one. Just until I get another one. That's how I work, man. So that's my style. All right, so covered the head. Now, the only thing else that's left to cover about this figure really quick, guys, is the articulation. It sucks, okay? Really does suck. I mean, nothing to brag about. You're not gonna get super duper poses on it. It does have great arm articulation and the elbows, but I think he glued the hands. So by gluing the hands to the wrist, you get nothing. So I don't want to like heat it up and try to pull it out and do anything to it yet. I may do that in the near future, but at the moment I'm fine the way it is. He can hold the sword and I can, you know, put his arm upward, and I can't turn it all the way because again, it's restricted. But I can let me see what else I can do. I can open his legs up, you know, they're nice, but he doesn't stand very well because of these block big shoes. They don't hold a stance very well, so you have to be very careful. Anyway, I think that's enough about the figure and how awesome it is. I think it's awesome. Yeah, the head does come out, and it's like a peg right there, and it goes right into his body. Now, there's probably a cheaper body that he used, but it just has one thing that I'm very I don't know, it's real crazy. It has like a giant custom peg. I mean, it's a neck peg. It's like huge to fit this head sculpt in there. And no, and the head sculpt is like molded rubber. You know, it's a rubber head sculpt. So, you know, he did fabricate 500 of these. So, you know, he did a great job, Jason Ng. Anyway, that's enough about this figure. I love it. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. It's just one of those unique pieces that if you ever come across it, you know, you should pick one up just to have it. Especially this one. The Monkey King that they have. Is it the Monkey King? Hold on, let me see what I write here. Yeah, the Monkey King and the Three-Eye Warrior. Not too crazy about them. But this one is really unique. It looks really awesome in the collection. Really, I can't even tell you how cool this looks. Alright, boys and girls, you know how I say it. I know you don't like me, but you like my style. And I'll just pan one more time if you guys are interested in this head sculpt. It just looks awesome. Looks awesome. Alright. And that's it. That's all she wrote.